Our region's business is sponsored by PNC for the achiever in you.
Women are increasingly making a mark across industries in a variety of occupations. Yet there's at least one profession that remains decidedly 20th century. And ironically, it's computer science. In 2013, women received only 14% of the bachelor's degrees awarded in computer science. Given increasing demand in everything from big data to cybersecurity, our society is leaving close to half the potential brain power on the bench, except here in our region, where Carnegie Mellon University has made some real strides. In fact, about 40% of CMU's incoming class were women. Well, what have become best practices are detailed in a new book called Kicking Butt in Computer Science, Women in Computing at Carnegie Mellon University. The authors are Carol Fries, director of the school's Women at SCS Faculty Student Organization, and Jeria Quesenberry, associate teaching professor of information systems in the Dietrich College of Humanities and Social Sciences. And welcome, good to have you here.
Thank you for having us.
So you wrote a whole book about how to kick butt in computer science, but what do you think the issue is? Why is this not a profession that women seem to be attracted to?
It's a great question. It's been a historic challenge, is addressing this gender gap. And so one of our main goals with the book is to put forward a positive story of women in computing at Carnegie Mellon University, one where our statistics look very good, and more importantly, we were able to attract and retain more women by addressing the environment and the culture, as opposed to changing the curriculum in any way to make it pink or female friendly.
Okay, so it's really not the technical aspects of this, it's more the culture that surrounds the industry?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, women can do the coursework, don't have to change the coursework. Women like, in fact, women like the challenges of computer science, but sometimes you have to change the culture. And this is what we did at Carnegie Mellon.
So tell me about the culture. Okay, what is it about the culture?
I think, back in the 1990s, it was very much that stereotypical geeky guys. The idea of, the ones who had been doing lots of programming since birth, or, but we changed the culture by having, first of all, by having institutional support. That has been, a priority. Because once you get that, then you can enable students to take the lead. And that's what we did. And the organization I work with, women started to develop programs so that they were networking. And I think the primary focus we had was look at what the guys were getting and make sure the women didn't miss out too. So for example, student-to-student mentoring programs. Women can come in their first year and all the way through to graduate school. They're meeting other women across years, across school faculty and graduate students. And they're running programs that are also central to student culture. So they're running programs also for men and women, that help men and women. So they're very central to everything
so you begin to really create a community that's inclusive of everybody.
And we've had, the fact that we have faculty, deans, faculty, staff, students on board has helped us to change the culture.
Well, and how long did this journey take? I assume this did not happen overnight.
Correct, and that's a really great point. I mean, making changes to the culture and the environment is not a quick fix, not something that happens easily, and as Carol mentioned, it takes many levels of support. But this has been a process that's been in place now for well over 10 years, and there's been incremental change to bring us to the point where we're at today.
So when you started, you would have mirrored those national statistics, somewhere in the teens in terms of
below, actually.
Really below, wow.
In the 90s, around 8 to 12% women, at Carnegie Mellon in the computer science program.
Rigorous program, hard to get into, and probably put women at a disadvantage out of the gate.
Now we've been enrolling well over higher than national statistics, and in the past few years over 30% women in our first year class. And what's also interesting is the women graduate at the same rate as the men.
Oh, that's a great point to make. So Jeria, do you think, is this catching on? Are other universities, is sort of the rest of the universe aware of this, or are they on the case?
I think other universities are aware of this. There are a few other locations that are doing great things as well, like Harvey Mudd, University of Washington. But I think our story is one that we're hoping others will want to learn about and read about, and perhaps find ways in which some of our successes can be replicated or tailored to a specific situation to also be successful.
Yeah, well, it's really exciting. So I assume, given the industry here, you can get the book online. Is that basically where people find a copy of Kicking Butt?
Yeah, we have a website as well
Yes.
for the book.
So what's the website?
The website is womenincomputing.com with dashes between each word.
All right, that's easy enough to remember, womenincomputing.com. Well, I guess the bottom line in all of this is to encourage more girls to be comfortable choosing this as a profession, so keep up the good work. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Congratulations, absolutely. And we'll be back in a minute with a little dollars and cents. Stay with us.